we have been always for good relations with Pakistan, and Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh has made it very clear on the floor of the Parliament also several times that we want to improve our relations. And in our view, prosperous Pakistan, peaceful Pakistan is always in India's interest, and this is what we want. So after Sarmal Sheikh, obviously very clear that Prime Minister wants to improve the relations with the Pakistan. It has to be, always it had to be sorted out between the two governments. So between 2004 and from 2004 to 2008, atmosphere was fabulous, I mean, it was such a congenial atmosphere for any kind of steps, for any kind of dialogue we could have resumed at that point of time, and we did a lot more progress on that count. But as the Indian Prime Minister had once said that Indo-Pakistan relations is an accident-prone journey. You cover 100 miles, then suddenly one accident takes place and you are back to square one. So that's a major problem. So we all have to ensure, including the media on both the sides, that relationship between the two countries goes to a new scale, to a new height, instead of going down.
But don't you think there's an anti-Pakistan sentiment in India right now following the Mumbai attacks?
Well, in certain sections, these kind of feelings on both the sides. But definitely, I mean, 26/11 made a difference. The kind of atmosphere was there in India, had a beating. After 26/11, people really felt bad, particularly after a person was, caught red-handed. So, but I had made it very clear on that very day, and others also said that we don't blame people of Pakistan for that, because they themselves are facing this problem, the terrorism, in a worst manner in comparison to India. Here every day there's 26/11. So people of Pakistan they are also threatened by the menace of terrorism. Similarly, we cannot blame the government also that way. So it's the responsibility of both the governments to fight terrorism together. There has to be some mechanism by which we are able to eliminate the terrorist outfits, and if the cooperation is perfect between the two countries, we can definitely get rid of this problem.
The animosity between Pakistan and India has always been used as a tool for capturing votes. Do you think that is still the case right now?
No, I don't think it's possible now, because I've been covering campaigning in last 3 parliamentary elections. So, Pakistan bashing, you cannot get any vote. People are, they haven't got that kind of feeling in their mind. So Pakistan bashing no longer works in Indian elections. Similarly, in Bollywood also, Pakistan bashing is not a key for the success of the blockbuster movies.
India wants Pakistan to do more against non-state actors, but don't you think all that will be irrelevant if both these countries engage in constructive dialogue?
Constructive dialogue is definitely, that's a process which should be initiated, and Prime Minister has already said that we want to have a dialogue, provided those perpetrators of 26/11 brought to the book. So that's one thing, but he has already given enough indications for dialogue to be resumed. So I hope inshallah soon the dialogue will resume, and meanwhile the non-governmental organizations should also ensure that the atmosphere of between 2004 to 2008 is resumed, is brought back.
Now, Pakistan is accusing India of creating disturbance in Balochistan and across the country as well, as a matter of fact, in terrorist actions. How would the Indian government reply to that?
I don't think India has got any hand as far as Balochistan is concerned. And I am of the firm opinion that nobody should disturb anybody's territory. That should not happen. And I can vouch for it that this Indian government is nowhere involved in Balochistan. Prime Minister said in Sarmal Sheikh that if there is anything, you bring the evidence, we are willing to discuss. This is what he said.
But why such a significant presence of Indian government in Afghanistan?
Indian-Afghanistan relations have always been good. And, the major work is of the reconstruction of Afghanistan after those 14, 15, 20 years.